Okay, moving on to pipelining. This is a very simple concept. There are nuances to it which you will be learning in one of the future chapters. So, for now, what you need to understand about pipelining or superscalar operation is it is like parallel processing or multitasking. So, let's say you have a bunch of instructions, and we learned that every instruction is executed using a set of steps which we broadly call the fetch, decode, read, execute steps. So there are sub steps to this, but broadly an instruction execution cycle can be divided into 4 phases. Fetch, where you get the instruction from the memory; decode, where you break it down into operand operations and so on; read, if necessary, where you have to get the operands from the memory or cache or whatever; and finally execute, where you do the actual operation. So this is how any instruction is broken down, right? So if you notice, each of these tasks is done by a different set of entities. So your fetch is going to happen between the MAR, MDR, main memory, and the buses. Your decode is done by the control unit. Your read again is done by the MAR, MDR buses, and execute is most probably done by the ALU. So to optimize our CPU utilization, we can design your CPU in such a way that when the first instruction is being decoded, the second instruction can be fetched, and so on, so that multiple instructions are being worked upon at the same time, each at a different stage. So since we have 4 stages, we can do at least 3 or 4 instructions. We can work on at least 3 or 4 instructions at the same time. For instance, your instruction 1 is at the execute stage, instruction 2 is at the read stage, instruction 3 will be at the decode stage, and instruction 1 will be fetched. It's at the fetch stage. So when you do this sort of multitasking, working upon different instructions at the same time, it's called pipelining.